Everybody, we are here with our first elimination matchup of the night. We've got 3 on the row, and starting off, we got Div E. We saw this Boost Brigade team come out earlier and fall to the number 2 seed of number 3 seed, I believe, of Low Ballers. Now they take on the 2 seed Burns Bumper, who fell out into the losers bracket, but has made a very, very, very clean run up here. It's going to be a good match. I can't wait. I'm joined by Doshi.
Hello again.
And honestly, Doshi, what do you know about these teams?
Well, I have played against both of these teams, and they're both very good teams, obviously. They made it to LAN. But both of these teams have got kicked to the losers bracket, so I think it's going to be... They're going to have something behind them. They have to go 100% in or not at all.
Sounds about right. We'll take a quick look at that bracket in just a second here. But yeah, Boost Brigade Burns Bumpers take on Low Ballers. Honestly, I think the most problem they'll have here, like the biggest problem they'll have here, is they have to bracket reset to win the whole thing. So it's really, we're going to look at these teams, we're going to see how they play, but you got to think in the back of your head as you're watching them play. Can they, or do you think that will they have the strength and the momentum and the mental to push all the way through and beat Low Ballers twice? And I'm not entirely sure. That's a hard thing to do.
Yeah. Both of these teams are good, but winning 2 series in a row with very minimal break in between, that's very difficult to do.
It's a lot of matches. Even if you sweep, it's longer than any one match could be at LAN. But yeah, if we take a look at the division stats, you're going to see that Boost Brigade tops the league. However, this Burns Bumpers team has all the red outside of saves and shooting percentage.
A lot of red.
Yeah. 75% win percentage, meaning they only lose a quarter of the game. So statistically, they should 4-1.
You would imagine.
4-1, solid. But yeah, the shots and the goals, very similar. They're like just barely off each other, so these teams have consistent pressure and consistent offense. Shooting percentage is pretty close, only within 2.01. That's not bad. Assists are within 0.3. It's nothing crazy. And then the defense, I think, is the only area where they have like a decent ahead in saves. But other than that, it's literally, they're so close. It's just Burns Bumpers have that little bit more on them.
And I don't think that's even going to be that important given how close it is. Obviously, you want the advantage, but these two teams are going to be way too close to call.
Yeah, no doubt. And I mean, if you look at it, both these teams are in the losers bracket. This Low Baller side was able to take out one, and it made a difference. And as we take a look at the actual player stats, you can see that there are specific players in these teams that make that change. And the issue here for Burns Bumper is what will a change of the players make? Because we see outside of Last Supper's this league leading assists per game, there's not much to like go on here, as Go Time and Eli are both over a goal per game. However, Eli's not here today. We instead have Optic's second man, Chemic, taking over as a sub. And so what difference will that have? You lose a man that you've built chemistry with all season, and you lose a man with 1.29 goals a game. So it's a pretty big difference. And as we look over at Boost Brigade, you want to talk a little bit about this one?
Sure, I can. Maze Toads with a lot of red here. Goals, shots, and demos, but it seems like it's a more top-heavy team compared to Burns Bumpers. Taze has 1.61, which is a lot of goals, but the third man, Mr. David?
Yeah, just go David.
Not a lot on the stats sheet, so you gotta imagine it's gonna be, well, step up or go home.
Yeah, we saw them earlier, and it was Moz Toes or Bust with a little bit of hip dusty cleanup work. We'll see if that continues now, and we'll see. I think this is really going to be a battle of third men and the quality that Moz Toes comes out with, if he's got a vengeance on the back end or if it's a little rough. But yeah, as we move in, we gotta do some walkouts here. But first, Boost Brigade.
Ladies and gentlemen, looking to get revenge for earlier today. One match away. They need to clutch up an elimination. Your #1 seed, Boost Brigade.
And on the other side, we do have that the Burns bumper side. I mean, they do have that sub. We'll see if that comes out to make a difference, or if they come out swinging with that 75% win percentage. And on the walk-in, we do indeed have Burns bumpers.
Looking to make their LAN appearance for the first time today. Playing with the sub. They got a lot of fight in them. Give it up for Burns Bumpers.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. That team, Go Time looks like he's about to take somebody out. We'll see if that if that makes any difference. He seems pretty locked in. We'll see how his teammates do. We're going to be working our way into this matchup, but Doshi, I got to ask you. I don't know if you did a prediction, but when you look at these teams, what do you think? Who do you think you got on this game?
Predictions are always the hardest part of this. These two teams are very good, but I think I'm gonna go a little spicy. I'm gonna say Burns Bumpers in 7. We've had a lot of Game 7s here, so I think Bumpers is gonna take it just because even though the chemistry is off, I think the team itself is good enough to just get through that.
Yeah, no, I could see that. I mean, if Go Time performs the way he did this season and last suppers as consistent as he was in comparison to Mr. David, they definitely could bring out a decent contention here. And I actually, in the previously submitted ones, I did put Burns Bumpers to win. I said the only team that's going to beat them if they fell down here would be Lowballers, and they took their way out to the grand finals. So we'll see. Can Boost Brigade prove us both wrong? Can Maz Toes carry like a Remzik style level and absolutely take on Divi?
It's going to be very interesting, I think, no matter what happens. I think Divi is one of the closest divisions we have because it's just a lot of like really high platinum, mid diamond. Like, you got a lot of players in there, and they're all in this kind of halfway division, and it's just not a lot of room for anyone else.
Yeah, that makes sense. And as we work our way in here, Boost Brigade versus Burns Bumpers, the 1 and the 2 seed play in the lower bracket finals.
Got some early pressure going. Maze Toast can't quite get the shot off. Hip Dusty with a bit of a whiff. Good chance, just couldn't finish it as we get an attempt to clear. Last Supper along the wall. David trying to get it through the defense, but it's not going to go.
Yeah, Maztos tries to cut off early Go Time with a little bit of space, but no boost. Gets it over Hip Dusty. David, nice touch out. Last Supper on a little bit of a whiff. This ball floating towards this orange side, but cut off by Chemic. A little fun note about Chemic playing in this game is that he won't be playing tomorrow if they win. Their player will be able to make it. However, if Chemic, no matter what happens in this game, this is statistically should be Chemic's last game on KBM. The KBM player himself told me he would be switching to controller. We'll see, but Hip Dusty started it off early with a shot on. Boost Brigade take a 1-0 lead.
And that's just Unfortunate triple commit, and Hip Dusty's just gonna make him pay for that.
Yeah, they definitely need to be spaced out more. They were all bunched up, and it came back to bite them as maybe there was a miscommunication. Maybe it was just unlucky with positioning. We'll see, but go time. Not able to get anything else there as Mosto sends it over one. Tries to put something on, but it floats away. Hip Dusty's backwards. Elixir off the corner. That's actually Kamek because that's not fixed yet. This ball rolling back into the mid, cut off by Go Time. Go Time has this ball floating down in front of net, but sent away by Hip Dusty. Floated back into the center, but sent away by Mostos.
It's been a lot of pressure from Burns Bumpers here since that goal. They're really trying to get it back.
Yeah, no doubt this ball floating to the center. Last upper, he's up. This ball high, coming down in front of net, but sent away. Kamek forced turnaround. Go Time makes a push. Can he do anything with it? He's a nice pop highs. Anyone there? Last upper flying in, but not able to do anything with it. Sent away by Devian on the 50. Hip Dusty. It's a nice touch out. Kamek cuts it off and sends it to the side.
Yeah, and it's been very clean defense from Boost Brigade so far. Just get the ball away, and Go Time with a quick chance knocked away.
Yeah, I'm honestly loving the Cybertruck pick. I know it's a bit of a meme pick, but it does have an extended body. So if he's looking for flicks, he's looking for just getting to the ball. Oh no! Go Time puts one away as the save doesn't quite get there, and that's one down, and we are tied up for Boost Brigade and Burns.
No boost, and you just can't do anything about that. You jump too early. That's unfortunate. Yeah,
100%. Mostos with a nice cut in the center. Devi sends this high. Last upper, awkward in his back line. He's got all the time in the world, but he can't get the angle. Devi gets that one to go. That's a 2-1 lead for Boost Brigade.
Fast couple goals here, and that one's just an unlucky read from last upper.
Yeah, the man from Minot sends a high fly ball, and no one's able to catch it. Finds its way into the back of the net. Boost Brigade find their way back into this with this ball floating back towards their net. Last Supper sends it to the backboard. Kamek cuts it off early. Is Go Time there? No, Last Supper forced to turn around. Go Time pops this high. This might float mid just. Go Time with a touch mid. Last Supper on the follow. Doesn't quite get it. This spills out into the corner, and Boost Brigade will hold on.
It's a very good chance turned aside as we get Mascodes going for a rebound just wide. And no one's there to put it away. And we got a bit of a hodgepodge in the corner.
Yeah, Go Time with a nice read off that back wall. This ball floating towards their net. Hip Dusty, awkward read. This ball floats high. Is anyone there? From either side, Kamek, first one there to cut it off. This ball floats back into the center. Go Time with a whiff. Last Supper barely touches it. Hip Dusty pulls this one high. Kamek gets a nice touch off the backboard, but it's right in front of the net. Mostos puts one on and sends it away. Boost Brigade, 3-1.
And a nice bar down shot, but that could have gone very wrong. That was a triple commit there almost.
Yeah, honestly, if you want to see anything there, you want to see double Kamek on the right side there. But Kamek, I'm looking to see a little bit more from him, especially on the defensive side. That was not a very clean touch, but Go Time with the opportunity here, floats this off the backboard. This ball sent away. Just keep going. All right, cool. We had a little bit of audio issue on our end, but this ball floats high. Go Time. Can't get anything more. Kamek sends it away with 1 minute and 12 seconds left. They need to find something to go here as this ball sent back towards Go Time. Go Time cuts it off early. This ball floating mid. He pops it in the middle, but no one there. Last Supper forced to push it early. Kamek touches it out from the corner. This ball on mid target. Kamek puts it away.
And that's a wide open shot.
What a shot from Kamek. Able to get it to go. What a play here. Boost Brigade looking to finish off this Burns bumper for game one, but Burns bumper doesn't want to go away quite yet. It's a touch off the backboard by Go Time. Last Supper cuts it off early. This ball floating high. Kamek there, touches it down into the corner. Is anyone there to make an effort? Devi tries to get something out, but Kamek cuts it off. This ball floating back into the mid. Mostos slowly following behind Devi. It's an awkward read. No one gets it. Kamek with a nice cut off, but Go Time, no boost. can't get anything to go. And Devi making offensive pressure here.
Good chance there, but couldn't quite get the shot correct. As more pressure back and forth. Go Time now with a good catch. Gonna send it vaguely towards the center. Pass. Good stop.
Yeah, there's the last second chance here. Last upper sends this one mid. Mastos puts it away, and Devi watches as the ball falls here, and Boost Brigade take game number 1.
A lot of good opportunities in this game. It was very back and forth, and pretty much everyone got their say in this game. Like, the lowest score was 224. That is a very high for just a 3-2 game.
Yeah, especially in a Divi lobby. And honestly, if I'm looking at anything right now, I'm looking at Boost Brigade's performance. A team hat trick on top of Devi putting up a good amount of score in comparison to his normal play style. And we're looking at a man who's got .18 goals per game, and he got one here. And honestly, the only thing I'm looking at is that outside of Kemek, we got some low touches. Kemek and Go Time and Mastos, but the back end, I mean, Hip Dusty and Devi played their game, but Burns bumpers. I need to see more out of Last Supper outside of the one pass. He didn't have much to go.
Yeah, no. Last Supper only had one shot, and there was a lot of shooting in this game. You gotta kind of get something more from him, you would think.
Yeah, no doubt. Last Supper came out. He's got some decent stats, and we'll see if he can follow them up. Kemek in place for Eli. We'll see if this makes much of a difference as they start game number 2. Burns bumpers need to find their way back. Oh, yeah! Go Time puts it away. Burns bumpers take an early lead.
Kind of just a weird bounce. Devi gets the hit, and then no one really follow where the ball's going, but Go Time just goes exactly to where he needs to be. As we get back into it, we got it into the offensive zone, and Mastos can't get a good touch on it. Last Supper open over.
Yeah, Debbie got cut off there by Go Time, but this is on target hit, and Kemek can't get it. Hip Dusty puts it away.
A good shot there. A lot of power behind it.
Yeah, the issue there I think was Go Time's clear. It cleared out straight into the center. No one there quick to follow it up. Just gave them a free touch mid and put away quickly. We'll see. Can this Burns Bumpers team avoid their defensive mistakes that have plagued them so far this game? As Go Time puts a ball high off the backboard. Mastos won't get the read, but Go Time sends it mid. Kemek to follow, floats back in the middle again. Last Supper can't get anything to go. This ball flying away, and Hip Dusty quick to follow. Oh, what a counterattack by Mastos. Hip Dusty with a great pass. Mastos finishes it off.
That was a great A chance for Burns Bumpers, and they just let it slip away, and immediately Mastos with the good shot.
Yeah, it was close. They definitely should have gotten something to go, but doesn't quite happen as this ball floats high to Go Time. Go Time sends it high in mid, but it's cut off by Devid. The net more open than you could ever imagine, and Devid puts one away. And wow, what a difference this game has been.
Where was everyone?
I am not entirely sure. Well, I saw the two on the sidewall, but I don't know exactly why they were bunched up there. Maybe it was just a miscommunication. Burns Bumpers need to find their way back into this match. It's not over till it's over, but Go Time. We got a lot of Rocket League left to play here, Doshi. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. 4 minutes left in this game, and it's already 3-1. It's a bit of a, stay with me now, barn burner.
Oh, wow. I would just say shootout. Good old West style, but we'll see if Go Time can get anything to go. It's a nice pop over one. Mastos awkward. His teammate cuts him off. Kemek gets a touch up high off the wall. Can he get anything mid? Yes, he just might, but this ball rolling out. Mastos awkward again. Go Time follows this up. It bounces down in front of net. It's cut off early. Kemek forced to make the touch. Sends this mid again. Is anyone there? Go Time is, but it's sent away. What a save from Hip Dusty. This ball floating mid again. Go Time pops it back down. Devid sends it towards the side. Kemek cuts the rotation, but it's a whiff. Last Supper forced on his back leg. Doesn't get the touch. Go Time forced to make the touch away.
We've seen that incredible defense from Boost Brigade, just keeping the ball out of danger, getting a save when necessary, and just getting it out as soon as possible. Been very good.
Yeah, both these teams want to keep the ball on the opponent's side because these defenses can fall apart easily. And as I say that, Mostos puts one away. 4-1 Boost Brigade.
Another double commit there for Burns Bumpers. You gotta imagine they're trying to clean that up now.
Yeah, it looks like Chemic's trying to talk over it. There might just be some decent miscommunication here as Last Supper and Chemic unable to get anything to go there off the double commit. This ball floating into the backboard. Chemic with a nice touch, 50 high. Go Time cuts it off early. Last Supper to follow. Sends this one on target. Hip Dusty with a whiff. Davy can't get there. Puts it home. Burns Bumpers get one back. That's a 2-goal difference.
Not entirely sure how that one goes in. Just unfortunate.
Big by your own teammate. That's about all I got for it.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, we got a little over half this game left. Burns Bumpers down by 2. They need to find something here as Chemic gets a nice launch off the backboard. He tries to follow it up, can't quite get it. This ball floating mid. Go Time sends it to the corner. Chemic doesn't go quite for the follow. It's a little bit of a double commit, but not quite. As Supper should have time and boost. Gets a nice touch in the middle. This ball rolls, but sent away by Hip Dusty. What a clear.
Again, the defense has just been very clean, and aside from a couple of miscues, it's just been very consistent.
Yeah, it really has. This ball floating mid. Last Supper tries to cut it off, can't quite. Chemic sends it to the corner. Not much more he can get to go there.
Off the wall, Go Time. Gets the double touch, but wrong way.
Yeah, it's a little iffy, but with 2 minutes left here, they need to find something. They're 2 goals down, but it's not impossible. Go Time collects in the center. Can't get the flick over one. Devied, no boost, but he'll get a launch. Supper can't cut it off. Chemic's awkward off it too, but Go Time sends it to the corner. Can't follow it up. Hip Dusty quick to follow. Go Time watches as Chemic takes it away. He gets it past 2. Can he get any more? He got the boost, but nothing follows as Mosto sends it high. Go Time quick on the follow. This ball rolls out towards Last Supper. Doesn't quite get it as this ball pinched back towards his side. Mosto's awkward. This ball floating a little mid. Chemic can't get there. Hip Dusty puts it away. And a 3-goal lead remains for Boost Brigade.
Looked like they almost thought they would have had an easy clear. Chemic comes back way late. And that's a bit of a backbreaker here. Not much time left. 3-goal lead.
Yeah, you know what does happen a lot of times when you switch like captains is, or like you switch from captains, so for Chemic's sake, is you get used to the touches that your captain or your players tend to make, and if that changes, it can throw you off heavily.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Gotta have the chemistry. And that's a nice touch from Debbie, but just a bit high. Rebound opportunity cleared away.
Yeah, Chemic able to take this out of his own half. Can he get anything more? No. Demo's the man, but he gets sent away far. Go Time cuts it off early. Can't collect there. Devied puts this shot off target, but it rolls mid. Devied again, can't get it to go. Go Time, but followed up by Hip Dusty. Bar down and puts it away for a 4-goal lead.
That looked like it should have been in about 3 times, but Last Supper was a very good save and just can't do anything about that one. Bar down.
Yeah, and Boost Brigade showing dominance here as we move in. They lose it there, and with a 6-2 lead here, I mean, you don't really see them losing this very often, as Go Time can't get this much power on it as Mosto sends it away. This ball floating towards the corner. Chemic cuts it off. A whiff by 1. Hip Dusty over 1 and over 2. Go Time receives in his back half. Can he get anything to go? It's a nice pop. Is anyone there? Mostos sends it away, and this ball rolls back towards Chemic and Supper. Another double commit, but can this get followed up anyway? Chemic double commits with another set of his teammates. It's a bit rough. They need to be talking. They absolutely need to be talking, and I'm not seeing any of that.
1 on the clock, and it's going to hit the ground. Boost Brigade's going to take game 2. And do you think they're going to take time out here? I definitely would take time out here. A 6-2 loss is brutal for your momentum.
I would personally too. I think they need to really talk, get understanding. They need to figure out how Chemic works, how they can work with him. They've played a couple games online, they've played with him, but they need to figure it out. They need to know and communicate when they're going for stuff. more than honestly most Div C, Div B teams, because right now they need to figure out, hey, what are we doing?
Oh, yeah.
Where are we going? And what ball are we going for? Because you cannot double commit 2 times in 10 seconds and tell me your team's okay.
Yeah, you gotta have just a better job of calling it out and knowing who's going for what. I mean, Burns Bumpers has been playing very good, but they just gotta get going. As the Boost Brigade comes in very strong, 2 assists for all players and a 3-2-1 on the goal count. It's been just very, very, very good by Boost Brigade. And they haven't even needed to get a ton of shots on. 3-4-2 is a good amount, to be fair, but it's not 6-goal worthy.
Yeah, and as we head into game number 3, Boost Brigade on a nice lead here. Burns Bumpers. Can they communicate? Can they find their way out of this little slump they have, or will it just be more of the same? As Debbie can't get anything mid, cut off by Go Time. Go Time can't get anything past the mid line either. Kemek with a nice cut though. Mosto's there waiting, gets it sent away. Kemek can't quite get much off the turn. This ball floating back in the back line, sent away by Supper towards the middle. Go Time with a nice touch away. Kemek lying in wait as Go Time goes for the pass, can't quite get it. Kemek does it instead. This ball floating back into the orange half, but whiffed by Supper, cut off by Go Time, and Kemek with a nice touch to the corner.
We got a lot of pressure both ways. It's been going back and forth. Kemek can't quite get that touch, but going for a rebound.
Oh.
Just about wide. Good save.
Yeah.
Good opportunity.
100%. Supper a little out of position there. Kemek forced to go back. Can't do much with it. Go Time pops this one high on their own back line. Mostos puts it mid. Is anyone there? Not quite. Go Time will get it away temporarily. Devied with a nice cut on the rotation. Pops this one high in the corner. Kemek with a little bit of a whiff. Supper with a whiff. Go Time gets one to go though. Takes it to the middle. Sent across, but not sent in as Go Time able to try to take it out of his half. Again, Kemek punches the line. Able to get through 1. Can they beat out more? He beats out 2, beats out 3, but no one on that ball to put it away. Kemek cuts that rotation awkwardly. Sent towards the mid. Supper cuts him off, and this floats towards the sidewall.
Yeah, absolutely. With that miss, you just gotta see someone there to put that away. It was a wide open opportunity, a great pass, but just
oh. I thought Supper had the angle, I'm not gonna lie.
Not quite. Another near miss. Go Time can't quite get that shot off.
Burns Bumpers struggling to get something on target here as Last Supper pops this one high. Is anyone quick to follow? Kemek and Last Supper, another miscommunication, another double commit. Mostos tries to push this to the corner. He can't quite do that. Kemek pops this one high. Go Time lying in wait, chooses not to go initially, goes eventually, but keeps it mid. It's an awkward touch. This ball floating back, hip dusty, can't get the cut, and this ball floats across the line. Supper with a nice cutoff. It's high and up. Mostos floats this one mid. Cut off quickly by Go Time. Go Time, can he get anything to go? For the name Go Time, I've not seen much from him at all in this series. He's the most consistent player on hitting the ball, but he's not getting good hits when he's doing it. It's been very awkward touches, very light touches, not a lot of quality coming out of his play, and I want to see more.
Yeah, it almost feels like he's trying to solo this game, as if he doesn't really trust his teammates. Just
oh, and as you say that, Go Time puts it away off a pinch off the enemy. A 1-0 lead for Burns Bumpers with 2 minutes remaining. And I can't agree with you more. He's trying to solo the game, but it might just work.
Maybe he can solo that one. That was a great shot.
Yeah, I agree. It's not manageable for a long period of time here as Debbie sends it away. Go Time chooses not to go. Last Supper holds off. This ball rolling into the corner. Nice touch by Kemek, but it's popped mid. Go Time gets a nice flip out. Cut off by Hip Dusty. Can he get anything mid? Yes, he can. Cut off by Debbie, but Go Time able to get it through the line. But Mostos, with all the power, all the boost, can he get the angle? It's a weird double pinch connect, weird redirect thingy. I don't know what the heck just happened to Burns Bumpers, but it worked. Supper on the sideline. pops this one high. Quick follow by Go Time, but it's a whiff. Another whiff by the enemy side. This ball floating towards the sidewall, and oh my days, no one's hitting this thing.
Almost looks like they're getting a little panicked here, trying to play defense. They're still got the 1-0 lead, knock on wood, but I mean, they're just trying to just get a touch and not get the quality ones. Go Time nearly gets a double touch there.
Oh no,
Big
Kamek.
whiff.
Go Time might have time though, he does get there. He's able to keep it in the corner for a little longer. Hip Dusty pops this one up. Go Time quick on the follow. This ball floating towards the net, but Mazto's there. Sends it back towards Supper and Kamek. Kamek with a nice cut. No one there to follow it quickly as this ball floating high into the orange half. Go Time able to get it in the air. Supper to follow, but it goes a little wide here. Hip Dusty passes it back towards Kamek in the mid. His ball rolling in, and Kamek will get that one off an unlucky touch by Hip Dusty, and Burns Bumpers take a 2-goal lead.
This definitely feels like a very skilled team that just couldn't quite get the chemistry going for the first two, and I think they're starting to get that.
Yeah, no doubt. Burns Bumpers with 22 seconds left. See him almost shoot in to win this second game. And we see maybe a little bit more reliance needs to be put on Mazto's. He put in a very good game in that first game, but we saw a lot more from his second and third man. This game we've not seen much, and we need to see more if they want to keep winning in this series, as Hip Dusty can't get much more here as this ball pitched off the wall, floating down. Mazto's ends it for his team. Burns Bumpers take game number 3.
2-1 is a lot easier to come back from than 3-0. And Burns Bumpers here with a good game, a very solid all-arounder.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, what do you see in these stats? What do you think Boost Brigade might need to do to improve their situation here?
Well, I mean, David had only 21 touches, and yes, it's Div E, and touches are a rare commodity, but Boost Brigade kind of needs to just spread the love around, get everyone a touch, get everyone a good play. They only had 2 shots the entire game, too. They definitely need to hit more on net.
Yeah, no doubt. And honestly, David, with the Tony Snell performance, I want to see more out of him. 21 touches, and that's all he really got. And I need to see something out of that team. Mazto's had 2 shots, but they held the other 2 to a clean shutout. And Go Time, given all the time in the world with 3 demos, 3 shots, and 1 goal, and all of the control, we'll see. Will this maintain? Will this team be able to pull more? Will this Burns Bumpers side keep this momentum, or will it change rapidly towards Boost Brigade?
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing about these 7-game series. Momentum goes on a dime, so you get 1 win and then 1 loss, and everything feels completely different.
Yeah, no doubt. And as we head into game number 4, we have a pause. We're going into a technical timeout. Thank you guys so much for staying with us. If you want to take it back to the casters or towards one of the screens, V-Storm.
Oh, had a lot of technical difficulties today.
That's crazy. You know what? It's LAN first day. What do you expect?
Yeah.
You could leave Friday night ready for LAN on Saturday and still have, I would say, more technical difficulties than you'd ever expect. But yeah, honestly, Doshi, so far this matchup's been kind of interesting. We've had a lot of Game 7s today. Do you think this one can go all the way?
Well, that was my original prediction, and I feel like I should probably stick to my original prediction. So, yes, we'll say yes.
I'll agree with you. And honestly, I can't agree more. This definitely could go all the way. And it really comes down to, can Boost Brigade use this technical timeout to find some rhythm, or is it really going to come down to Burns Bumpers? Do they maintain what they have right now? Does David have the same poor performance that he had in the last game? I mean, you really can't. You can't go 5 minutes in Tony Snell. You can't do nothing.
Yeah, there was a lot of nothing from a couple of the players. Even in Div E, where there's not as much happening, you gotta have just something to do. You can't just be driving around doing cardio.
Yeah, it's a little rough. We'll see if that changes at all. And as we're sitting this technical timeout, I gotta ask you, who's outside of like players that have been playing a little off and you want to see better? Who's been playing decently well and you want to see do even more?
Well, I mean, Go Time has been playing very well today, but I feel like it's more of an entire team effort. I've said this before, he's definitely trying to solo it, but a lot of what's happening is he gets a setup and then someone else has to finish it, and there's no one home. So you gotta imagine the second and third guys are just, you gotta be there. You have to know where the ball is gonna be so you can actually put it on net. Looks like we're going back in.
Yeah, we're back into the matchup. Boost Brigade Burns Bumpers, game number 4. We might be moving in. I think this is probably going to be one of the most important games of the entire series, as a win here by Burns Bumpers equalizes the series, gets them into a good position. They've got momentum, but a loss here is detrimental, puts you on match point, and it's going to be a rough time trying to work your way out of it towards a game 7. But Maztos with a nice touch towards the backboard, follows it up quickly, and with the angle, puts it away. Boost Brigade 1-0.
That's a nice shot.
Yeah, it really was. What an angle he gets on this. Shoot, I probably missed that, to be honest.
That is a hard one to make, and he just goes up for it with cool confidence. I mean, might as well try.
Look at Maztos. He's the man of confidence. Goes for the bump there, can't quite get it. We're not going to call it a side flip. This ball floating mid. Kemek, can he get anything to his teammates? Not quite. This ball rolls out towards the corner. Last Supper lies in wait. Kemek forced to do the cut early. This ball high and wide. Supper can't get a touch on Maztos on the whip. Debbie, the only one with boost on this defensive side. This ball rolling into the backboard. Can anyone get anything mid? No, they can't. This corner is their detriment. This ball floating back towards the center. Not again. Sent away by Maztos. Floating to the back line. Last Supper pops this high. Coming down. Go Time. Gets another pop. Did anyone do anything here? Go Time? No, not quite. Supper and Kemek move up, all three on one side, but it works out as Kemek tries to get something mid, gets a demo, but Supper cuts it off early, and Hip Dusty off the spawn, puts it away.
And a very good couple chances immediately. That one just barely put aside by Kemek. Very low boost Brigade had for a while.
Kemek!
Just about.
Beats him around the edge, puts that one away, and Kemek coming out swinging in game number 4.
Kind of Goomba'd the Hip Dusty there, but
climbed him.
It'll work. They'll take it.
Whatever gets him the goal. Kemek coming out here. He's been honestly their best shooter so far this series. Outside of one Last Supper goal, he's been their main man. And this ball floating towards the side. Go Time with a nice touch, but not much more comes out of it. Maztos with a whip. Kemek, oh, that's just communication problems right there. You need to communicate, but it doesn't matter. Kemek puts it away. 2-1 lead for Burns Bumpers.
I don't think that's how they drew it up, but it'll work.
Hey, you know what? It's in the back of their net.
It's in the back of the net.
That's what matters. And Kemek, again, scoring himself a brace, putting himself in a bit of a lead here, and we'll see if he can continue to be that it factor on their offense. This ball floating high. Kemek, he's up. He gets the touch with Maztos, but it's a 50 down. Go Time cuts it off early. Awkward off the back wall. Go Time on the follow, top right. What a shot. What placement. Go Time.
That was a really nice shot by Go Time. Just a perfect top right. Nice.
Yeah, an absolute floater right in the net. Steph Curry style right there. We'll see. What do you think? Do you think Boost Brigade have a chance? What do you think they need to do here to get back into this matchup?
Well, I mean, right now, Boost Brigade has been kind of hemmed in on the defensive side. You got to get something going offensively. As we immediately have Kemek back shooting, and a big save by Maztos.
Yeah, one thing that I've seen Kemek improve on is his positioning in the air. He's able to get underneath the ball and get around the ball well, and it's come out in good stride here. He's been increasing his play speed, and that's been very good for him. But what I need to see more from him is communication, as Go Time was taking it around the world, and he still went for it. That's something that has to be communicated. Go Time has to say, hey, my ball, I'm taking it, or I'm taking it around, I'm taking it up. And Kemek just needs to not go, because the majority of Chemic's boost waste in this entire series has been him double committing.
Absolutely. I mean, the double commits have not been very pretty today. Definitely led to a field goal. That is an interesting fake from last summer.
Yeah, this ball floating back towards the pin. Go time, no boost, but he gets a 50. Chemic, the only one with boost, is going to take a jump at this. Floats it mid, but no one there. Hip Dusty floats this one high towards the back line. Supper takes a nice cut on it. Able to get the angle, but not much more. Go time cuts it off early. An awkward touchdown by Hip Dusty, followed up quickly by Chemic. This ball rolling towards the net. No one there, no one to follow it up. This ball's been in front of the net since I literally was born, but nobody puts it away. Go time can't cut that one off, and it gets sent away.
Impressive save, but also just, you gotta be in front of the net to get a shot, and you had to go from a mile out to get anything on net, and by that time, already got the goalie ready.
Yeah, no movement, no momentum, and by the time he's there, it's already set in stone that that's getting saved, and Chemic gets a nice one out of the corner here. Can get any more? Not quite. Go time. Floats this one forward. Chemic on the follow. A little awkward, but he's able to get behind it. This ball floating high, kind of going towards the mid, but Maztos will cut that off early. Supper floats this one up off the wall. Anyone do anything with it? No. This Hip Dusty puts a shot on target. Chemic on the follow-up from Go Time's clear, and Supper puts one on target, but it's saved by Hip Dusty.
Big save from Hip Dusty to keep this game alive.
Yeah, by alive you mean 15 seconds and 2 goals down, but it's not impossible. This ball floating away from this Boost Brigade side, and Chemic sends it into their back line and will almost guarantee, and now will guarantee, a game win for Burns Bumpers. And I told you, I said at the start, they need that game that ties up the series. It's no longer match point. You can take momentum and keep pushing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a very good effort from Burns Bumpers here to get the series tied, and the chemistry has definitely been a lot cleaner since we called it out, I've noticed.
Timeout? Okay, we're working into a timeout here for Boost Brigade. So I honestly, I 100% agree with that timeout. Coming into this, it was already a little awkward. Boost Brigade needed to find a way, needed to find a placement in that series, and needed to find momentum. You know what they don't have right now? Momentum. They are on the complete back end. Chemic is playing lights out with the help from his teammate Go Time. Wow, I cannot speak right now. And Last Supper, honestly though, to be honest, I need to see a little bit more from him. I need to see more from him. I need to see more from Devid. Do you want to just take it back to us, V-Storm? Oh, never mind. They do appear. They appeared. We're good. We're good. But yeah, we got the cams up. They're doing random ass stuff and emotes into that. But to be honest, I need to see Devid and Go Time. I know not Go Time. Sorry, Devid and Supper. This is a game of third men.
Oh, absolutely. You gotta have the third guy back there to make sure the ball is either going in the net or staying out of yours.
Yeah, and honestly, when follow-ups, the more consistent man, the more readily placed man will do them justice. Go Time and Maztos. Do I think it's a fair matchup if they 1v1'd? No. I think Maztos might have a slight edge there, but Go Time has been performing well this game and has indeed been making strides and making offensive pressure. Chemic and Hip Dusty, I take the edge on Chemic. So I think it's Maztos is a little bit better, Chemic's a little bit better than Hip Dusty. But the question comes out, who? Who will make the deciding factor? Who will win this game for their team?
And I think right away, the most important thing Boost Brigade has to do instead of the last 2 games, they got to get shots on net. They have not been getting a lot of shots.
If I'm not mistaken, are they shut out 2 games in a row?
They were definitely shut out last game. I
believe
think it was like 3-1.
Oh, okay, 3-1, 3-1, perfect. Okay, and they were not shut out, but it was 3-1. You're right. I remember now. Last Supper, awkward, weird flip to the side. Maztos floats this mid for Chemic. Chemic to the backboard. Will he go for the backboard read? No, he pops it backwards into his own half. Go Time forced under the back foot, but it's a slow roller. He's able to send it away. Devid pops this off towards Last Supper. Will Supper go for it? Yes, he will. It's a little pop high. Chemic quick on the follow, but Hip Dusty with a nice cutaway. Supper slow to roll. able to get a nice touch into his own corner, but will he get any more? Coming off the wall is a little awkward, especially if you're not used to it. But he gets a nice touch out, but Hip Dusty quick to follow. Go time from his back wall, can't get much to go.
And Boost Brigade has definitely had the offensive pressure I was talking about earlier. They've already had the ball in the offensive zone. Now they just got to finish.
Oh.
Just about scored on themselves there. But
Yeah.
as I was saying, yeah, they just got to finish a goal here. They got to put one in, get the monkey off the back, then work on the next one.
Yeah, it's like a chain. There's no goals for a little while here. It's been over 5 minutes since they've had one. Mostos pops this one back towards the orange half. Go time tries to cut it off. He can do so, but this ball floating high on Last Supper. No one there but Hip Dusty, and he can't get anything to go. Chemic, no boost, taking it out of his own half. This pops high. Mostos there quickly. This ball floating down towards Go time. Cut off well. Can he get anything more? Not quite. This ball floating mid. Last Supper cut off by Devid cut off by Chemic. That's a nice touch mid for Go time, but Go time can't get much power on it, and Mostos will get it clear into the orange half.
And again, it's been a lot of back and forth now. Burns Bumpers get a chance, then Boost Brigade get a chance.
That was a nice touch by Last Supper.
That
Good
was a nice
clear.
touch.
Go time pops it up high. Can he follow it? Yes, he can. It's floating mid. Chemic touch to the backboard. Is Last Supper there? Yes, he is. Sent away. Burns Bumper take an early lead.
Beautiful pass is what I was going to say, but Last Supper puts it away with a nice kind of knuckleball shot.
I'm going to take back what I said. It is not an early lead. There is only half the game left. It's just been so back and forth that it felt like the game had just started. But this ball floating back towards the orange half, not a single man in sight to try to save it. And a nice flick by Mostos. A little awkward, but Chemic able to get it out towards the corner. He gets the boost, but Mostos quicker than he is. Floats this one high, but cut off well by Supper. Supper do much more? Yes, he can. Floating into the back half, Hip Dusty forced to make a touch out early.
Yeah, and definitely got the pressure up now. Burns Bumpers got the goal, and they've not really been stopped to, play defense now. They still got the pressure up. That's kind of how you got to finish these.
Yeah, no doubt. This ball floating mid from Chemic. Nothing comes of it, but it was a great pass, a great idea. A touch out by Supper off the touch from Boost Brigade. Devi can't get much more over him. This ball floating through. Go time cuts it off early. Can he get anything more in the corner? He decides to take it low. Gets it around one, but not around two. Hip Dusty able to make contact, but Chemic cuts that one off, but Hip Dusty flies it out towards the corner.
That was a very good 50 from Hip Dusty as Matthew not quite there, but a good pass. Chemic now tried to clear. Hip Dusty centered. Very, very, very fast action now for Zuvi. This has been a lot of back and forth.
Oh, there's an opportunity here, but he sends it towards the corner instead. This is going to pop straight down. No one to follow, but Go time cuts off the clear. Can he get anything more? No, Mosto is the only man to make contact there, but Chemic launches this one towards the corner, floats out mid, but Hip Dusty makes the read, sends it away. Devid, awkward and doesn't get it. Shot on by Go time, sent away by Mostos. What a save.
Very close there. A very nice save by Mostos. They do need that as well. That 2-0 deficit this late in the game is pretty much done.
Yeah, and honestly, it has been over 2.5 games since Boost Brigade has found the back of the net, and this is looking rough as Go time goes to push it out. Gets cut off by Hip Dusty. Chemic in the air makes contact, but not much more. Floating back towards Supper. Supper on a whip. Go time gets it clear out to the corner, but cut off quickly by Hip Dusty. Devid, quick on the follow, but sent away by Go time. Supper sends it on the open net, puts it away. Burns Bumpers secure this game almost readily here as they take a 2-goal lead with 5 seconds left.
And that's going to put Boost Brigade on match point here.
Burns Bumpers.
Burns Bumpers. You know what I was saying.
Oh, of course. Yeah. This is honestly a little detrimental for this Boost Brigade team. They came into this matchup heavily favored. They came in with a 1 seeding, came through all the playoffs, winning very handedly, but they find themselves losers final 3-2 on the back end. Can they make their way out of it?
That is indeed the question. Looks like Boost Brigade did get one more shot than last game, so they have indeed followed my advice. Not exactly how I was planning it, but I mean, they put more on net.
Yeah, but what you got to look at, though, is look at the points.
76 for
Last
David.
Supper outscored Mastos.
Whew.
And coming into that, at the same time, David, 76 points compared to Last Supper. I told you it was a game of third men, and the third men of Burns Bumpers performed excellently that last game.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the split is very even. 2 assists for each of the 2 players, and then 2 goals for one.
Yeah, and we'll see if that can continue. A Supper meets Maztos in the center, but Maztos sends it towards the back line. Cut off, but this ball floating high. Not quite. This will get sent towards the corner. Cut off by Supper again. This ball floating back towards the mid. David gets it back into the corner, and Go Time will send it out.
And, definitely need to see Boost Brigade put it on now. Everything in the kitchen sink kind of moment. They just haven't had the shots or the quality chances. They've had like one really good chance last game. They gotta have more than one.
Yeah, it's a nice bump by Maztos, but not much more as Hip Dusty can't follow it up. Supper floats this one off to the backboard, not read well by David. Floats mid, no one there, but Go Time can't put it away as Hip Dusty with the save. Maztos on a whiff. This ball floating in the center half, no one there. David sends it high towards the back wall, met well by Kemek. But this ball stays in the corner. Can anyone get anything to go out of this side? Hip Dusty sends this one mid. Is anyone there? David is, but he can't put it away. Go Time will push it out of his own half.
That's now 2 good opportunities that they just haven't capitalized on. Maztos with the whiff, and then a shot that just rings off the post. You gotta get that in the net. And another big save there. Shot goes wide. David puts it to somewhere. Back towards the middle of the field. And they've had the pressure. They just haven't had the finishing of the chances.
Yeah, that was cut off well by Kemek, but it floats a little high here. Kemek follows it up, but is cut off early by David. Go Time sends it back towards the sidewall. If I'm them, I'm trying to keep this in the corner, keep it out of the front of the net. Hip Dusty cuts it off early on their way out, but Go Time with a nice touch high. Met by Maztos on target. Can Supper get there? No, he can't. And it took almost 3 whole games, but Boost Brigade find a score.
And that was just a really good angle shot, and Last Supper almost gets there, but not quite. Do you think that's enough?
I think it really comes down to how well Burns Bumpers plays into the second half here, as Kemek pushing towards the sidewall gets the boost, but he can't do much with it. He's met quickly by Hip Dusty, gets past 2. This ball floating towards the back line. It's a little awkward, but Maztos is there. Kemek pops this one high. Maztos forced on his back foot. Kemek with another pop. This won't float in front of the net quite, as Maztos will send it away. Not quite what he wants there, as it's cut off by David. And this Go Time able to get it towards the back wall, pops it back towards Kemek. Kemek back towards the back wall again. Maztos will get another clear. This is pop mid for Supper. Supper puts a shot on, but not quite. It's met early and sent away. David back into the orange half.
And immediately they get it back in the offensive zone. Burns Bumpers has immediately just turned on the pressure.
Yeah, they really have. This ball floated high away by Maztos. Met by Go Time. Go Time quick on the follow. This ball floating extremely high. Kemek pops it towards the sidewall. Doesn't get the hit. Maztos doesn't. Kemek gets it out of his own half. Only David in the back line. Can he get a mid-touch? Not quite, but Last Supper there. This one will float mid. It's high and awkward. Met. Go Time doesn't get the ball. Instead, he gets Hip Dusty. This ball floating in partially in front of net here, and Supper sends it back towards the center. Kemek is forced to turn, but he doesn't. David pops it high again. Hip Dusty can't follow it. White Maztos tries to put this on. Sent away by Last Supper, and they'll get the clear. Can they get the shot here? Kemek with a pinch and floats down in front of net, and it's on! Kemek ties up this game, and 1-1 Boost Brigade Burns Bumpers.
And Burns Bumpers absolutely needed that, especially after missing a wide open net with all of Boost Brigade in the corner. They just couldn't get the shot off. They get it here. 1-0.
Yes, they do. Kemek cuts off this kickoff well, but David gets a nice beat on the 50. Can he do anything more with it? Not quite. Straight to Go Time. Go Time pops this one high. Hip Dusty, an awkward bouncer. Is anyone there to follow it up? Go Time is met by Mostos. Supper in the center. Pops this one to the corner. Hip Dusty with a nice touch up high. And Boost Brigade try to keep this ball out of their half.
And it's already a lot of pressure. I've said that word a lot of times, but it's just pressure one way and then pressure the other way. It's just a lot of sustained pressure is the word.
Oh, interesting pitch by Last Supper. Not met well by David. Hip Dusty follows from his backline, but it's cut off again by Supper. Mostos with all the time in the world and location. Can't quite go for the aerial read as this ball floating high along the sidewall. Met by Kemek. Pops down towards Go Time. Go Time can't get anything to go. Supper on his backline. Meets the save well and pops it high into his corner. Supper can't get another one. This ball stays in the corner, met well by David. David to Mostos. Mostos floats this one mid, but no one there to follow. Hip Dusty, awkward. Go Time. This ball's fast, but Mostos has time. Floats it, barely gets the save. Supper again, not quite. And Kemek a little awkward in his rotation. A triple commit comes out of Burns bumpers, but it probably won't get pushed because no one's there. Kemek floats this one towards the back wall with 1 second left. The ball's in the air. Will it fall? Will we have overtime in game number 6? Not quite. Yes, we will. Overtime, game number 6. It's on the line for Boost Brigade, their entire season, their entire playoffs. The 1 seed on the back foot.
That last minute was just chance after chance. I have no idea how no one scored there, but we're going to have to see someone score eventually.
Oh, not quite there from one, but Kemek pops this towards the backboard. Can he get anything mid? He pops it up a little bit longer, but Mostos is gonna have it. Pops it out of his own half, floats this one mid towards Last Supper. Last Supper pops this one back towards the Boost Brigade side. Met well, it's a nice 50. Go Time quick on the follow. This is floating towards the net, but not quite. Can Kemek get the angle? No, David with a great touch away.
Such a close chance there. Very strong defense, and they're going to get another chance here as the Last Supper is going to try centering it again.
Oh, that's a nice center. It's Kemek there. Not quite. Go Time can't get anything more there as this ball floating back towards the half. Hip Dusty on the follow. Can't do anything with it. Gets a whiff out. Supper forced to make a touch here. He does it well. Can he get anything past this defense? That's a nice roll. Awkward Mostos on the back wall. Met by Kemek. Kemek, a little bit of a whiff there. Backs out towards Go Time. Go Time with a nice touch over 2. And it's met by David. David gets it back towards Kemek. Kemek floats this one mid, but Mostos on the defensive side, able to send it long. Gets a nice clear. A little awkward, though, as Burns Bumpers looks to move forward. Oh, Kemek. Not quite, as Mostos will collect in the center.
Another good chance here. Up. Just about a
Kemek.
miss, and they're gonna get the clear. That would have been a massive
A
play.
triple whiff. It's an open net, but no one's gonna put that on. Kemek, can he get anything off the bounce? No, it's awkward. And this ball floating back towards Go Time. He sends it high into the corner. Mostos forced to make a touch. It's not quality. It's Go Time. This ball floating high in mid. Supper cuts it off into the corner again. He can't do much more, but it's a nice 50 for him to attempt it, but it doesn't quite go the way he wants it as it clears long for Boost Brigade. This ball floating mid towards Kemek. Kemek pops it back down, sending it back to this corner. They live in this corner. They have rent in this corner. This ball floating back towards the net, but it won't be on target or won't have anything able to be put on target as Supper cuts it off.
And both teams staying aggressive. Go Time just about misses that one.
It's a nice touch by Kemek, though.
Yes, it was.
Oh, it's mid. No one turns in time, and Supper has to back up.
But yes, as I was saying, both teams staying really aggressive despite it being overtime, and we're over half a game into overtime.
Yeah, that's cut off well by Go Time. This ball floating mid, it's awkward. All 2 teammates are there, but Kemek on the back line. Can he get anything to go mid here? He sends it mid. It's met by Go Time off the crossbar, and Mostos will get it away. Last Supper, quick to follow, sends this back towards the mid. This rolls out towards Go Time. He's a little awkward. He floats this one into the sidewall. Kemek receives it well, floats this one. It's going to pop off a little mid here, but not quite enough. This ball will stay high and on the wall.
A lot of chances there. Chemic and Go Time just barely can't finish it off. 3:25 now into overtime. This will take a while.
I'm not quite sure here as this ball is equaled out in the center. Last Supper makes the push, but Hip Dusty gets it over one. Chemic can't make the save. This ball rolling out mid, but it's met by so many Burns Bumpers players. No one can get anything to go. Supper on the counterattack. Can he get anything to go? No. David able to cut him off. Hip Dusty can't do much more. Chemic floats this one off the backboard. It's misread. Can he put it on target? Yes, he can, but Mostos gets it away. Not met well by Go Time. It's a whiff, and Chemic dodges his own teammate, but this ball floats high into the corner. Chemic on the cutoff, but it stays in the corner and delays a little longer, but Go Time puts this one high in mid. Can Chemic follow? Not quite. It's a triple commit again. Another touch by Supper, but not able to go. Mostos might get a way out of his own half.
Oh, there's big saves on both sides of the field, and someone might have a heart attack by the time we're done here. Go Time with a good
Last Supper, not on. I'm going crazy here. As this ball sent away, Mostos follows it up, but it's towards Go Time, who gets a cut off early. This ball floating towards the sidewall. Chemic with a nice receive into the center to Go Time, but it doesn't go. Supper can't get anything past David as David floats this one high towards the Burns Bumper side. It's been almost an entire game's worth of time, and over OT as Go Time gets it over one. Chemic had an open net but couldn't put the power behind it. Supper floats this one, keeps it mid. Chemic can't quite get the cut. This ball floating down, Mostos on, sends it towards the back wall. It's a little awkward, but Go Time can't get the touch. Chemic sends it towards the wide wall, so Supper or him can make a touch. No one does. It's a little miscommunication, but Go Time gets it away as no one from this Boost Brigade side makes a conscientious effort forward. Chemic with a nice touch, followed up by Go Time, but not through. It's sent away.
Burns Bumpers absolutely got away with that. A triple commit right in front of the net, and no one was there to put it away. And then immediately a chance on the other side.
This ball floating down in the corner. Supper can't make contact. Chemic to follow. He gets a touch. This is floating mid, and it's awkward for the entirety of the team. Mostos awkward. Everyone awkward. David can't make the touch, and they get it out temporarily. It's a nice touch in towards the net by Supper, but not much more will come from it. Go Time, it receives boost in the corner. So does Chemic, but David pops this one up for Mostos. Mostos on target, sent away by Go Time. What a save! And Chemic is forced to make it out of his own half. Go Time with him on it, gets a touch over one, can't get past two. Turn by Chemic, cuts off the one. Hip Dusty takes it towards the sidewall.
That is 6 minutes of overtime.
This seems to never end, Doshi. Oh, it's staying high. Go Time makes a little bit of a whiff. Chemic, he's kind of idle, but he gets a chance here as this ball pops up over Mostos, puts it away. Burns Bumpers take it in 6 in the 2 seed with a sub takedown Boost Brigade.
And a beautiful shot. It's just a knuckleball, nothing on it. Mostos can't save it. Big win here.
Then Boost Brigade's season comes to an end. Honestly, they played lights out all season, and it was a little unlucky with how it ends, but Burns Bumpers keeps their season alive and are heading to the grand finals with a chance to bracket reset lowballers and take the whole divvy.
And can I just say, these stats are ridiculous. 81 touches from Chemic, a total of 754 points. That is ridiculous.
So a sub may have been, the sub may have been a bit of a decider there. As I mean, 10 shots. He's shooting like 10%?
10%.
Yeah, 10%. That's not. No, it's 20%.
It's 20%.
It's 20. I can do math. I graduated middle school. We're good. Yeah, 20% is what he's shooting, but it doesn't matter if they can't get anything to go on offense. And Burns Bumpers take that win in stride. Chemic finds himself, honestly, in my opinion, as the match MVP. We'll see how this goes.
Absolutely, match MVP. I mean, that's just such a ridiculous game. that was what, 6.5 minutes of overtime?
Yeah, it was absolutely insane. And you know what's kind of sad, though? This team with insane shooting potential and one of the best shooters in the league weren't able to get a goal for minutes and games at a time. It was 2.5 games without a goal, and then in this final part was about a game and a half without a goal.
Yeah.
You just can't do that if you want to win.
I can't tell if it's somewhere. It's got to be somewhere between just lights out defense and you can't miss that many shots. It's a ridiculous game.
We're going to move into the winner's interview, but it's just me and Go Time. So we're going to have to ask, we're going to say thank you so much for Doshi for his casting. We're going to send him away for just a moment here. Stay close because we got to talk to Go Time, the man, the myth, the legend. Go Time, how are we feeling?
Feeling pretty electric.
Yeah?
Pretty good.
How do you feel? You came into this matchup. You had to play with a sub. Did you get a lot of play time with Kemek?
Yeah, we did. We had about 2 days we played with Kemek, and we did pretty well, I thought, for most of our practice games.
So that's good. You had a decent amount of time. You didn't have any major issues with stay close, Goshi. With Kemek in the area with you. Honestly, you guys got that playtime. It seems that the chemistry at the start though was really shaky.
Yeah, it was rough. We were not getting our rotations down at all. We just found out that we were double committing a lot.
Yep.
So when they took that timeout or when Supper's game crashed, we just were like, we got to make sure we can't double. We got to keep communicating. So we were able to just talk it through, and our comms were really strong, as we saw in those last 4 games. We were not double committing nearly as much as we were in the first 2.
Yeah, I was saying on the bench, I was like, they're double committing. They need to communicate. They need to communicate. They need to communicate.
That's exactly what we
did.
did.
It was a little repetitive, but it came out strong. You guys performed, and honestly, I want to know. You came into this with a sub. You're going to go into tomorrow with your player, correct?
Yep.
How do you think you're going to do? Do you think you have a chance to bracket reset here?
I think we do. I really like Eli's gameplay. Obviously, Kemek's a really good player. That's why we picked him. But having Eli back and our full chemistry back will be really good for our team. I think we give ourselves the best chance we can.
Do you remember how it went during the regular season when you played low ballers?
We beat them regular season 3-1, and then we lost to them in the playoffs in the second round.
So a little bit of a revenge match coming out into into the regular season and in playoffs. You lost them there. You need that revenge coming in here. You got 2 games to beat them tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. But thank you so much for coming on in.
Yep.
And I will ask you one thing, one special thing in my opinion. Who do you think on that team is who you have to look out for the most going into tomorrow?
I would say we have to look out for Porter. He's been really stepping up his game. As we saw him in LAN today, he played really well, and he's called us out already. So.
Oh, he called your number?
Yeah, he's actually called Eli's number because Eli likes to hit the gritty on him. So.
Fair enough.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, thank you so much for Kemek for the
Speaking
5
of
gifted.
Eli,
Yeah.
shout out Eli. We'll see you tomorrow, Eli. That's big.
W Kemek for the 5 gifted. Thank you so much. And with that being said, thank you so much for coming on in. Thank you for coming in for the interview. We're going to head back to Doshi and finish off our
I want to give a couple shout outs. Shout out to the Precious of Caden. Shout out to the Curdle Crossing 401. Y'all know who you guys are. Love you, boys.
Fair enough. You guys, you got your followers, and congrats so much on the win. Well, it's back to Doshi and I. We got a little bit of talk about right before the end. Doshi, that was an electric performance from this Burns Bumper side, don't you think?
Oh, that was a crazy game. I mean, struggling to put that into words. The endurance you need to go 6.5 minutes into overtime and still get these good touches. That's crazy.
Yeah, no doubt. And we're going to end it off here really quickly, but we did have the right prediction, so I'm not mad at all. We knew who we wanted. You called it a little bit like silly. It was almost like a little bit of a hope, and it ended up being truth. Thank you guys so much for coming on in. We were about to go to an intermission here as we have Div D elimination match coming right up. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon.
First cut always goes the deepest. You ain't seen nothing yet. Piece by piece, I'm taking